What's going on, Jets fans? Dylan Tereman back with another film breakdown from the Jets 2025 draft class. Today, we're going to be diving into the UDFA pool, starting with an offensive weapon that I think has a chance to stick on the roster or at minimum make the practice squad. That player is wide receiver Quentin Skinner from Kansas. At 6'4", 195 pounds, Skinner is a big frame wideout who could provide the Jets and Justin Fields a deep threat option. In his final season with the Jayhawks, Skinner led the Big 12 Conference with an average yards per catch of 22.3. While his overall production is not there, having never eclipsed 30 receptions in a single season, if he can come in and simply be a role player, that would be considered a hit. Let's get into the tape and see what Skinner can bring to the offense. The first clip I have, you'll see Skinner as the number one receiver to the top of the screen. They're going to motion the slot from a 2x2 to a 3x1 set, isolating him with the cornerback up at the top of the screen. Post snap, you're going to see both corners bail out with their butts to the sideline, which if you watched my Azareye'h Thomas video, also my Arian Smith video, which are up on the Jet Nation channel already, we've talked about cover 3 and the signs of how to tell what it is. You put your butt to the sideline and bail out of there as quickly as possible. So you're going to see the cornerback turn his hips, turn his butt to the sideline, and get out. Quentin Skinner is going to press vertically. He's going to cut inside, looking like he's going to run a post route at about 12 to 15 yards. He's going to get the defender to turn his back, and then he's going to cut back out on a post corner route, creating tons of separation, and then he'll actually come back to the quarterback on a friendly pattern and help make a catch on the sidelines. So we'll play it through here. Motion for the wide receiver, isolating him at the top. Presses vertically, fakes inside, jams, comes back outside. Great separation, great hands on the sidelines. You'll see from the back angle just how much separation Skinner is able to create. Right there, he gets the defender to flip his hips and turn all the way around, giving him an easy cushion to make the catch on the sideline. Great hands catch as well, maintaining his feet on the sidelines. Second clip I have, you'll see Skinner down at the bottom of the screen. He'll be isolated in one-on-one. He's going to get a good inside stem on a corner route, and he's going to beat the corner pretty easily, in my opinion. The safety up top in the single high post position is not going to be able to get over the top. Unfortunately, Jalen Daniels is not, the best quarterback in college, and he horribly underthrows the pass. It does end up in a defensive pass interference call against Skinner, but I included this one specifically because Skinner won so cleanly down the field on his corner route that if the ball was placed in the proper position, it would have probably been a walk-in touchdown for him. We'll play it through. They start out in a 2x2. They motion the slot, giving him one-on-one to the bottom, inside release, and he's gone. He defeats the corner so easy. The ball is horribly underthrown. Easy call for the pass interference on the defense. We'll see it from the back end. It'll give you a better angle of just how much separation he was able to create. You see him going there. That would have been a touchdown, in my opinion. 22 didn't have the positioning. The only reason he was able to make any type of play was because of how horribly underthrown it was, and clearly it resulted in a penalty. Clip number 3 I have, you'll see Quentin Skinner up to the top. He's going to be versing press man. He's going to do an outside release, and he's going to have a great back shoulder adjustment down the field. I included this one specifically in the film cut up because I can see these types of plays being run by the Jets to set up what I call confidence throws for Justin Fields. He's just kind of going to read the one-on-one to the top of the screen, and he's going to react. He's either going to look off it based on what the defender does, or he's going to keep his eyes on it as his one read, and he's going to throw it if he needs to. In this situation, I think Quentin Skinner could also provide, like I mentioned at the top, a big body, a big frame for Justin to also feel more confident throwing to, where you don't necessarily have to be pinpoint accurate, and hopefully his long arms and his strong hands can help you minimize the damage on those inaccurate throws. We'll play it through here. So they're 2x2 up at the top, motion away. So he's isolated and press up at the top. He's going to get an outside stem. Quarterback throws with anticipation. Great back shoulder adjustment. Physical finish. Pushing his body through the defender. He's going to fight for every yard at the end of the route. So again, just another confidence throw for Justin Fields. I can totally see this being installed in our offense. He sees the one-on-one. He just lets it rip to a guy who's 6'4". With any yardage of separation, he should be able to easily pluck the ball away and keep it away from the defenders. Great job adjusting and making a great hands catch by Skinner. The fourth clip I have, he's down at the bottom of the screen, again facing a press coverage situation. He's going to beat the press in what I call like an inside out. He's going to fake with his right foot inside, and then he's going to come back outside. And he's going to put his left foot in the ground outside and fake back inside. And he's going to do a great job of tempoing his routes, slowing down at the top, allowing the defender to overrun the situation, breaking out, creating 4 or 5 yards of easy separation. Great finish on the back end, 2 strong hands. We'll play it through here. One-on-one, isolated in man. Boom, he put his left foot in the ground. Now, boom, easy separation at the top of the route. Out breaking, hands catch. Defender has no chance. You'll see it a little bit better on the back end. Just tons of separation there. Easy 3, 4, 5 yards of separation on the outbreakers. Helps set up for second and third and manageable for your offense, and that's what's going to keep the chains moving at the end of the day. The fifth and final clip that I have, you're going to see Quentin Skinner all the way down at the bottom of the screen, again facing a press man situation. He's going to beat the press doing the outside to inside fake again. He's going to put his, this time, right foot in the ground, immediately plant outward, get the defender opening his hips to the sidelines, and then he's going to squeeze back in, staying on this vertical stem, You'll see him lean in like he's going to go back outside, and then he cuts back up into the middle for a big post play. And this single high safety who's lined up on the far hash just has no chance with the angle that he takes on the play. Also, I think the ending of the play, the extension finish, is even more, the cherry on top of a perfect route, perfect win against the defender, and then you have an extension full-on catch in the end zone. We'll play it through here. Isolated one-on-one. Boom, right foot in the ground. Plants, goes inside, gives him a little nod at the top, comes back inside, and excellent extension finish for the touchdown. Give him a little dance too. You'll see from the end zone angle here. That safety takes a terribly flat angle. Boom, right over the top, extension finish. Big touchdown for Quentin Skinner. So all in all, my thoughts on Skinner. For a UDFA, there is potential for him to make the roster. I don't know if they carry 6 wide receivers. Buffalo Jet Fan and I last Monday projected our way too early 53-man rosters, and I only had 5 wide receivers making it. Quentin Skinner, none of the UDFAs made the list, so obviously Skinner did not. However, I could see him being the outlier of the group where he has the best chance just due to his size and his frame. Jamal Pritchett is 5'8" and all of 180 pounds. So unless they want to go smaller at the position, they're probably going to view Pritchett as that guy. But if they want to get a taller, big body receiver, to replace possibly Allen Lazard or Josh Reynolds next year, maybe Quentin Skinner from a body type and the way that he plays from a schematic standpoint could help in that situation. He's going to be more of the take the top off rather than the short to intermediate route. So the path for Quentin Skinner to make the roster is obviously a rocky one, and it wouldn't surprise me if he does end up getting cut. However, I would think that he's a priority to bring back to the practice squad. He received the second or third highest guarantees in terms of UDFAs from the Jets. The only one I believe who got more money than him was Leander Vegan, the German offensive lineman. They gave him 249,000 guaranteed. Quentin Skinner got 185,000 guaranteed. So again, it's not a ton of money in the grand scheme of things, but with UDFAs, you usually follow the money a little bit more, and it gives you more insight or clues as to where the team is at least thinking about these guys heading into camp. We have a long way to go for him to prove himself on this roster or to obviously be beaten out by somebody who might be a veteran or another UDFA in the process. So right now, I say Quentin Skinner is my favorite of the wide receivers to make the roster in any capacity. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. So comment down below what you think of Skinner, if you think he has a chance to make the roster, if one of the other UDFA guys is your preferred choice. Comment down below. I'm going to try to do one more UDFA film breakdown of Fatorma Mulba. And then I'm open to suggestions for whatever kind of content you guys want. I will listen and read all the comments. So I appreciate everybody tuning in. Follow, like, comment, subscribe to Jet Nation's YouTube channel, our Twitter, our Instagram. Follow me directly at Tereman on Twitter. Of course, follow Glenn at JNRadio_Glenn. He's putting out tons of live videos. He'll have a video with Emery Hunt of CBS Sports tomorrow coming out on the channel. So lots of new things cranking out. We appreciate everybody tuning in. And until next time, let's go Jets.